Greetings and thank you for joining me. My name is Kai Christiansen and I'm the resident musicologist at Kohl Mansion. And it's always my great pleasure and my honor every year to be able to give you a little overview of our season. This year we'll be enjoying our 35th annual chamber music season. And what I want to do for you is talk a little bit about our venue, a little bit about the artists, a little bit about the music that we're going to hear, and the full range of goodies that you can enjoy if you come spend time with us at Music at Kohl Mansion. This is our 35th season. And once again, we have an extraordinary annual chamber series. We have 7 concerts. They run from October to April. So you can come and make chamber music part of your life once a month throughout the year. And it's an extraordinary experience for you. We also have a non-subscription Gala concert featuring a piano recital, which I'll tell you in a moment. So my guess is you're going to want to attend all these wonderful events. In our short chat here, I want to take an opportunity to tell you a little bit about the Music at Kohl Mansion venue, a little bit about our main stage artists, where they're from, what they're about, a little bit about the music, the composers, and the pieces. And at the end, I want to tell you, if you're up for it, a little bit about the full-blown Music at Kohl experience that will fill your Sundays with a very rich chamber music immersion. The venue is at Kohl Mansion down in Burlingame, easy access from the city, from the peninsula, even from the East Bay if you're an eager chamber music enthusiast. The thing about Kohl Mansion is this gorgeous Victorian built around the turn of the century, early 1900s. It has inside it a chamber music salon that was built specifically for music recitals, built by Mr. Kohl for his wife. This is a glorious room known as the Great Hall. The acoustics are superb. There's this beautiful, rich, antique almost ambiance. And it does the best to allow you to experience chamber music as it's really meant to be heard in an intimate location with elegance, with a resonant sonority. And we know from years of experience that our main stage artists love to play there because of the sound, because of the proximity to the audience, and of course because of our loyal, adoring audience who loves this chamber music sound. In terms of the ensembles and the performers who will be joining us this year, I'm always so proud to say that we have an international award-winning roster of main stage artists. Every year we have some returning favorites, some surprises, and of course an opportunity to encounter ensembles who are new to our concert stage, what we like to call Kohl debuts. Let me give you a quick rundown. We'll start the season with the Calidore String Quartet. In fact, interesting about them, they recently won the most expensive chamber music prize ever in history. They're extraordinary. They're resident at the Lincoln Center Chamber Music Society. Some of you may have heard them at Music in Menlo. They will be joining us. Our second concert, we'll be hearing from the Morgenstern Trio. It's a trio that I've had the pleasure of hearing several times over the year from Germany. They're extraordinary, and one of the things I noticed is they will be bringing their trademark Schubert, epic Schubert piano trio as you've never heard it played before. They will be making their debut on the Kohl stage this year. The Parker String Quartet, or the Parker Quartet, joins us. It's their debut as well. A young quartet. They are a Grammy Award-winning quartet resident at Harvard. I'm thrilled to see them on the Music at Kohl stage. Coming back, some of our favorites, the two Johns. This is John Nakamatsu, the brilliant Bay Area pianist, and John Manasse, probably the finest clarinetist I've ever heard. I've heard them. We've had them on the stage before. I've heard them around. You do not want to miss this concert. Besides the unbelievably great music, these guys are really funny and they have a great stage patter, as you might guess from their name, the two Johns. From Germany, we have the Henschel Quartet returning. They're a marvelous, again, international award-winning quartet with a special benefit. They will be joined on stage by our local Telegraph Quartet, a young quartet, have won multiple awards. They're resident at the San Francisco Conservatory. This is the type of quartet that in 3 years you are going to say, I was there at Kohl Mansion when. Keep an eye out for them. They're going to join the Henschel to collaborate on the glorious Felix Mendelssohn String Octet. 8 players, written when Mendelssohn was about 16. It's one of the great masterpieces of the repertoire, and not all that often that you can come to the perfect place 8 musicians, and hear this glorious piece. From Amsterdam, the world-renowned Concertgebouw Orchestra, the Royal Concertgebouw Orchestra, they have taken from this fabulous orchestra a small ensemble known as the Camerata RCO. They're going to come with us and play an incredible evening of chamber music for winds and strings. It will be their debut on the Music at Kohl Mansion stage. One of our favorites, the Daedalus, will be coming back. They won the 2001 Banff Award, again, award-winning, seasoned veterans on the road, and they will be giving us a wonderful concert. So I mentioned we also have our Gala holiday benefit featuring Joyce Yang, and she has a delicious program spanning a wide range of composers and styles. We were able to experience her in a wonderful chamber context a few years back. This time we'll get to hear her in a solo setting. This is our mouth-watering array of musicians that will be coming to the main stage. Let me just tell you a little bit about the cornucopia of music on store for us. In terms of the music, chamber music, if you don't know, is small ensemble music, 3, 4, 5 players. It's a very special experience because each of these instrumentalists will stand out. Each instrument, you can hear its tone, its color. You can watch the play of the music around this small ensemble with no conductor. That's what chamber music is about. Turns out our season is quite diverse. We will be hearing, of course, a solo with Joyce Yang, a duo with the two Johns. We'll be hearing trios, quartets, string quintets. In fact, we'll hear one for viola, Mozart, fabulous piece we haven't heard in many years. Scott Pingel, the San Francisco Symphony, will be joining us to play bass on a Dvorak trio, so that's a bass string quintet. And finally, as I mentioned, the octet. So from 1 to 8 players, just the right range. In terms of the composers that we love, or new composers we can encounter, we're going to have the usual favorites, the usual suspects, as I like to say: Haydn, Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert, Mendelssohn, Janacek, Debussy, Ravel. We're also going to have some new composers that are new to the concert stage for us. Hindemith in the first concert, a prolific, extraordinary musician who is so rarely heard on stage. We will have the opportunity to hear his greatest string quartet, Opus 22. So we've picked the best of Hindemith to allow you to encounter this very interesting 20th century composer. Stravinsky, normally we think of gigantic orchestras. Petrushka, the Firebird. Turns out Stravinsky wrote exactly 2 very tiny string quartets that are bristling with his style. We are going to hear both of them on the program. In terms of the two Johns, some wonderful things that you know, but I wanted to call out. John Nakamatsu will be playing an extraordinary solo piano sonata by the Russian Kovalevsky. I've heard him perform it before. It's an incredible piece. I can hardly wait to tell you more about that. Also interesting, we have Sibelius this season. He wrote scads of chamber music, but his really finest piece is a string quartet in which he inscribed in the score intimate voices. And we're going to hear this great masterwork this season. We also will hear from some living composers. In fact, as I looked over our season, I noticed that all but one concert has a 20th century work. So we have a nice mix of traditional and contemporary. We'll also hear from a couple living composers with some pieces relatively hot off the press. And if we look at the diversity of all of these composers, traditional and new, I noticed that we'll hear from composers who are Australian, Austrian, German, Czech, Russian, French, Finnish, Cuban, look it up, and American. So we have this wonderful diversity of chamber music for you, again, from October to April, to fill your year in this perfect venue to enjoy this wonderful chamber music. You should know that the full experience at Music at Kohl Mansion is not just the main stage, but really a full day of activity if you're interested. For every concert this year, we will be partnering with the young chamber musicians, an extraordinary group of high school age students who are aiming to be first-rate chamber musicians. And we will be working off-site with them. And then on the day of the concert, they will perform for our main stage artists in what's normally referred to as a master class. You can come, watch the professionals, coach the young musicians, learn about the inner workings of some of this music, and quite frankly, just hear some amazing performances from these astonishing young musicians. Following that, I, yours truly, will be giving a pre-concert lecture. You can tell I have a few things to say about the music. So you could join me on every concert where I will spend a full half an hour telling you about what we're going to hear on the main stage with musical examples, maybe a little humor. Following that, of course, the main attraction, our beautiful main stage performance in the Great Hall. But following that, a reception. After the show, you can come out, relax with the Music at Kohl Mansion community, get to know some of the musicians because they hang out. You can ask them about that piece, about their instrument, where are they going next. All of this, of course, over some yummy food and drink to wind up this magnificent evening. So I hope not only will you come to Music at Kohl Mansion for one or many concerts, you can subscribe, come to the Gala, but please come to some master classes, come to the pre-concert talk, and hang out in the afterglow of the concert. I hope this excites you. I look forward to seeing you at Music at Kohl Mansion. Thank you very much.